going to start off with is this sports performance and football skills registration form that we've completed. Now we've morphed it into one single registration form because we really are trying to emphasize selling football skills and sports performance together as a package. Each are 6-week programs. And so the beginning is just your basic registration form, first name, last name, guardian information like that. Now if you go over to the back though, we have our options for the different programs that you can select. For example, we have a 3 times a week, the Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for sports performance. Or you can leave that blank or none and go down to the 2-week, which is just the one, or 2 times a week, which is just the Wednesday and Fridays. And then you have the option of selecting the football skills. Now, because of this, it's on one form. We're really making it known that we're offering both of these together. As a 6-week program, now this comes with the transaction process, which is a little bit harder on this MailChimp form. MailChimp itself does not offer billing through their different registration forms, but what we can do is integrate different things such as PayPal or Square, or if you prefer to do it face-to-face, the transaction process, any of those can happen. It's really just preference. And so this is just a great way to really emphasize that we are really trying to sell these two together, and that's what we've done with this creating one form.
Let me ask you something. What's under the drop down here? Because I see football skills here. What's in the actual drop down?
So if you select it, you select over here. You want to answer that one?
Yeah. There's the dates. I believe there was 7 different 3-week and 2-week sessions going over the summer. So you would select your sessions you wanted, whether it was the first one, the second one, the third one, and it's got the dates, so it tells you which ones are available.
And below we just have what sports are you training for the sports performance. Whether that helps you divide up the different groups or separate when you're creating an email marketing campaign. Depending, these are standard on every single form for the sports performance, so that way you can just separate and see which groups you're really training for what sports. And at the end we also have the how did you hear about ESA, and that's going to be important in you figuring out what forms of advertisements are really working for you and what decisions to make in the future as towards that. And I'm going to pass it off to Edward, who's going to talk a little bit about volleyball and softball skills.
Yeah, we did a very similar thing with volleyball and softball skills. Just created almost the exact same form with a bit of tweaking to it. We don't have the same 3-week, 2-week things, obviously, because it's not sport performance. But we did kind of specialize it a little bit by putting in positions, so what you would sign up for, and those are specific to softball and to volleyball. So you would select your position, but it's got all the same stuff to it, such as where did you hear about from ESA, which Luke already talked about. It is very important, because then you can tell if, let's say you're having great results from advertising in the patch or whatever, then you know to keep coming there, or if it's not working and you wouldn't want to keep pursuing that. But overall, it's a very similar form. It's almost like what we would have had if it was just Sunday skills by itself. But because we didn't think that they went directly with sports performance, we decided to separate them.
And one thing as well, we noticed that there's been a couple problems with the registration from the customers that are already signing up on your website. What we've created is another option. If these are not able to work, we'd like to put a note in at the top that's saying, please print, fill out form, and have your address to either send it to you or bring to you on your first trial. So we like to help the customers in that way by just letting them know that that's an available option if the form itself is not working.
Now let me ask you something. With the form, is that because MailChimp's a free thing, you think that it's not as robust as some of the other
No. We've used MailChimp in the past, and MailChimp has been very reliable. It's really helped. We use it ourselves for our different forms and emails, for our e-newsletter, our different alumni programs. It's worked fine. There is an option that you can use to pay with MailChimp, but that I'm not sure if that's really worth it. MailChimp itself is a great tool. It's just maybe if it's not working properly, we might want to try deleting it, re-embedding it in the website, see if that helps. But overall, we've had many problems with MailChimp in the past, even being a free program.
Okay.
And yeah. Do you have any other questions for us?
Can I take a look?
Yeah.
Is there any way, because on the website there's 3 links, right?
Mm.
I think that's it. Is there any way that we could integrate these 3 into one?
Into one form?
Yeah, because it seems like it gets a little bit confusing. Like if we could just do like like what are they training for? Like, you know what I'm saying? And then be able to select sports performance, volleyball, softball, in like a drop down, and let them select whichever one that they want. Because I'm wondering if that's just a lot of links to, because when I was looking at it, I think some people kind of got confused like when they're registering on the MailChimp people with the database. Some people register on the football, and some people just kind of register in general.
So you like
If we can, if it's possible. If not, and just kind of probably make like a drop down, like whatever sport you want to do. If you want to do volleyball, if you want to do softball, or if you want to do football, and then make like a combination of sports performance and volleyball, sports performance and softball, something. You know what I'm saying?
We actually were thinking about this, and we were trying to go over all the different options. One problem we saw with that is that the form itself got really, really long and confusing itself. So it would be a little bit confusing to customers. Now, this itself can also be a little confusing, but we saw this as like a way to really separate out into different databases.
Okay.
But if you would like to create a single form, we can definitely do that for you.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, the only issue we saw was when we were signing up for the different weeks, it just like, it started to get too long of a form.
I got you.
And so, whatever you'd like, we can do though.
But like I see what you guys, but like in the database, you'll be able to sort based off of whatever you want, right? Volleyball and
right. If you would choose the single form, you're able to like divide the different groups up based on any of the questions really.
Okay.
That you have on your registration form. You can separate by sports played, what they're training for, anything like that. Because we were looking at trying to create a single database as well.
Okay.
But this is the option that we were going to recommend.
I think you guys did a fantastic job, actually. I think you guys did a really fantastic job just looking through the database and stuff, just kind of seeing how most of the people are hearing about it. And I think that stuff really helps me out a lot as far as trying, like you said, with the what's the best advertising for us, and going forward, we're going to be on the television stuff. So I think you guys did an outstanding job.
Thank you very much for this time and opportunity. Really appreciate it. No, you can keep it. That's for you.
Okay. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Good job, guys. Whichever you feel more comfortable with.
All right.
Both are appropriate.
Hey, we're sitting in the same spots.
I started stumbling a little bit.
Luke, that was a phenomenal way to answer that question because he was questioning what you guys did. You did a great job explaining that you had also analyzed that exact same process and then explained to him why you came to the decision that you did. Now he's got the information, and he'll decide. He's the business owner. He'll have to make that decision. That was a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
And the reason you guys are able to do that